type plan passed down to the sons, where they were concocting because one son molested another daughter, and that son got violently crazy on him and killed that brother. And the story is the story of Tamar. So we see molestation, death, murder, all of the generations of King David, the king of Israel, the king that brought Judea to a height that's never been brought before. This godly, holy man had a crazy line of generational junk. Matter of fact, when he started noticing this all over his parents, all over his boys, he didn't want to deal with it. As a matter of fact, he sent them to the grandpa and go hide out until death shows up at the door and he's crying bitter tears because Absalom, who was next in line to take his kingship, did it by rebellion and came against David, and he ended up killing himself and hanging himself with his own hair. And when David seen this generational curse for full color, he wept bitter tears and couldn't change the past. And all of a sudden, the light of his generational junk came upon him. This is a lesson, yes, that our families are messed up. But here's the choice. You don't have to be. That's the choice. Maybe you had generational stuff. Maybe there's secret sin in your house. Maybe you had molestation and perversion. Maybe you had all that drama, drunkenness, and crazy. I love Mia's story, not because it's whole and perfect. There's nothing perfect about that story. There's only one perfect thread of the redemption of Jesus Christ in that woman's life, who fixes and heals all things and makes all things new and beautiful. Those things that were broken. And that's the restoration story we teach you. David had a choice. And you have a choice. I have a saying there that says, whatever you don't pass back, we hand over. Meaning, what happened in the past is the past. Please don't open the door and carry it over to your future. It's your choice. It's your call. There was a time when we were starting breaking free. I'm going to say it this way. We were starting breaking free, and the Lord was calling us to do restoration here at the Rock. And there was a weapon against one of my daughters. And I remember getting the phone call, and my wife says, here's the enemy again, trying to open the door and bring the sins of the father back in. And I remember something rose in me. And it was a fighting spirit. And I said, you know what? That crazy demonic spirit of perversion will not be at my door. And I was at a men's meeting here at the Rock. And I remember hanging up the phone. I had a flip phone. That's how old it was. I had a flip phone. And I told my wife, hey, we'll start warfare prayer on her. I'll be there. And my daughter is going to be healthy. And my daughter is going to be holy. And I'm not going to shut that stupid door of the enemy trying to come in again. And I fought for her. And inside of me, there was this fighting spirit that what the enemy tried to do to me at age 7 was trying to unrest the same thing and never got to. And I didn't allow that door to be open because I defended it. And I called it out. And I didn't concede to culture. I didn't concede to the lie. I guess that's just the way it is. And that's just the way the family is. The generational curse continues. I said that day, and you need to say this day, enough is enough, and I shut the door. And until you shut that door, these things will fall on you and your children. This, if you do not pass it back, which was never yours, molestation wasn't mine. That was the devil's plan. It wasn't my plan. Oh, at age 7, I have a plan. Just beat up my whole life. That's a great plan. That was the devil. But God gave me another leg. redeemed, holy, new, healed, restored. I listen to that. That's what I give. There's a fighting